Everybody, welcome to our third episode of Chairman Chat. Last week we had the pleasure of Simon Newbit. Noobs, by the way, has been locked in a room and he's still talking. And parts 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 will be out sometime soon. It's a special treat for you this week. 2 for the price of 1. We have club legends Terry Lord and John Chapman. They're here for your pleasure. Good evening, gentlemen.
Evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
I knew we'd do that at the same time, Terry.
Hopefully we can revive 1 or 2 memories along the way this evening. But before we start, if I can just indulge you in a little bit of information about our 2-star men here. I'll start with Mr. John Chapman, who played for the club between 1986 and 2010. 478 matches played. 3,230 runs at an average of 12.76, and he's the 20th on the all-time list of run scorers.
I didn't realise that.
One or two victims along the way. He had 592 league victims, adding 66 in the cup, 658 in total. Just some interesting information, looking up some of the stats, John. There have been roughly only four major keepers in the history of Bacup Cricket Club. Maybe possibly 5. But we had from 1892, right near the very beginning, to 1914, we had an R. Roberts. Then we had
Rooney said he was good.
Well, indeed. Jimmy Gunner Lord from 1915 to 1938. Everyone you're a lot, Terry, I would imagine. Followed by Stanley Banham from 1934 to 52. Fred Mitchell, of course, from 1952 to 1982. And then yourself after that, John. I mean, we shouldn't forget people like Pete Nicholson, who did keeping on and off for a number of years in between, and 1 or 2 others as well. But basically, you can pin down the wicketers to 4 or 5 people throughout the history of the club. So, in terms of numbers, John, you're slightly second to Fred Mitchell.
Well, that's not a bad second.
It's not, only just slightly behind him, but with a better batter average than Fred, then maybe you can perhaps, we can safely say that you're the best wicketkeeper batsman of all time at Bacup Cricket Club. Some fair stats there.
And also probably one of the best looking wicket keepers as well, Neil. You've missed that.
Maybe.
You've missed that, Neil. Because Fred Mitchell, don't forget he sold papers. He didn't sell looks, that's for certain. He wasn't a good looking fella.
Absolutely. I'm looking now for the info I've collected on Mr. Lord. Keep talking amongst yourself whilst I...
Right, well, yes, so...
Here we go, Mr. Terry Lord. Terry Lord, 1984 to 2013, 485 matches. So he actually played 7 more than you in the league, John. So not a lot of difference there.
No.
5,164 runs at an average of just over 15. 217 wickets, an average of 24.47. Terry is the 10th most, the highest run scorer in the club's history, and he's the 13th on the list in wickets taken. So you can pretty safely say he's right up there and the top of the all-rounders in the club's history. I'd like to say you're the best ever, Terry. Maybe that goes to Fred Hartley. He had 931 wickets at 11. Not quite as many runs as you, 4,600 at 19.2. He's pretty good with Fred. He probed the search for a number of years.
1,000 wickets, mate. It's a bit more than 200, isn't it?
Well, it's 1 or 2 more. It's 1 or 2 more. But let's put it this way, Terry. You are the only player to score 5,000 runs and take 200 wickets. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have here 2 of the all-time greats of Bacup.
Terry, I'm giving you a clap for that.
I don't think there's any doubts about that. All right, that's all you get now. For the rest of it will be severe ribbing and piss taking from now on, lads. Well, no.
Neil, how very dare you.
Let's get the lads in during the lockdown, and what have you been up to? We'll start with you, Terry. What have you been up to, pal?
Basically, I'm doing a lot around the club, what you usually do. So obviously you're in lockdown, so I think we changed roles, haven't we? Because you normally look after the ground or oversee the ground, and I do various other administration jobs. So, but it's keeping me fit, Wilky. All this bloody mowing I've been doing anyway.
The weight will be rolling off you, pal.
But it's not.
I'm enjoying it. It took me a bit to get the hang of the mower, but as you know, you had about 12 calls one morning.
Yeah.
But once I got the hang of it, I do regular now, and yeah, I spend a lot of time at the club basically, and doing a lot of jobs around the house. The house has never looked as good. Unfortunately, Lynn's had me slaving away, painting fences and all sorts of bits and pieces. I were power washing the other day, pal, doing the
all sorts.
All sorts. I've been keeping
sorts
busy.
Going on. Brilliant.
Keeping busy.
Very good. And the junior cricket's starting as well now, Terry. Yeah.
Yeah, good to see that. We've rolled out some rotors, and obviously with the news today, it looks as though we could perhaps get a few more together in smaller groups. But we've got like one-to-ones going on. We've had the first academy sessions today, and Ben's had his first session with the under-13s. I've got my first session with the 9s tomorrow, and Pete Ackley started last week actually. We're like the guinea pig, really, weren't he? So, he's got the 15, so we're well organised with that. And cricket practice is taking place, and of course, obviously, the seniors have been going now a good few weeks. The rota seems pretty busy, doesn't it, with the seniors? So we're making use of it.
Good. What about you, John? What are you up to, pal?
Well, I'm on furlough at the moment, Neil, as you probably know. I've been talking to you, like recently. What I've been doing basically is just, one of the highlights for me.
When do you have your first beer? That's the thing, John.
Pardon?
When do you have the first beer of the day?
The first beer of the day, Neil. Probably about 3 o'clock this afternoon.
All
so
right.
I've had one or two. But I've mellowed. I'm being very sensible.
We're not in zone 3 then, are we not? We're not in zone 3. We're not in zone 3 yet, then, no.
No, Terry, I'm getting older now. I mean, I can't absorb it the same as I used to do.
Quite so, John. Take it easy, pal.
Oh, just taking things one step at a time. 3 months. 3 months in furlough is, it's a long time. One of the highlights for me, believe it or not, I love now going down to the supermarket. No, what are you laughing at? I'm serious. I can't wait for Carol to give me a shopping list. She gives me a shopping list to walk down. It's one of the highlights of my day. Going down, queuing up outside with my little mask on. I put a little mask on. And I would queue up and being a good little boy. I go in, I put the little hand gel on, the sanitizers and everything.
Beautiful, John.
I should have done that when I were keeping, to keep me nice and fresh.
I presume the mask is so you don't frighten the little boys and girls.
Well, that's quite possible. Neil.
I thought you took to dressing up as women anyway. From last video I saw.
That's later, Neil. Terry, that's for later on. That's for later. We don't peak too soon. Don't peak too soon. Yeah, I've learned, believe it or not, how to cook properly. Well, I was talking to Terry before we started on this. Carol's actually been teaching me how to cook. I've never cooked anything in my bloody life. When Mum and Dad did all my cooking, I just, turned up at table. I just thought it were automatically made. So I'm doing all that. Gardening, I'm out in the gardening. I'm doing the washing. I've learned how to put the washing machine.
You're a new man, John. A new man. A modern man.
Neil, I'll guarantee one thing in the bloody all this. You want to put a washing machine on. You don't even know where it is in the kitchen, do you?
I do know where it is because I usually leave the clothes in a pile by the side of it. So I do know where it is.
Okay. Yeah. So apart from that,
it's good. It's good. Yeah. It's good to see you giving a bit back to Carol, John. I think you've still got a few brownie points to make up. I think.
A few? You reckon I've got a few? Yeah, I think I've got more than a few.
Good stuff. Brilliant. Yeah. Okay then. Moving on. Cricket. It all started somewhere for all of us, didn't it? Where did it start for you, Terry?
Well, I was born on Cowtook Lane, which was in between the football field and the cricket field. So around about 1970, I'd be 7 then. And I can remember being a juvenile member, I should say, of the famous Blackthorners. We had a gang called the Blackthorners.
Yeah.
Colin Shaw will know what I'm on about because he was one of the former members as well. But we used to play football every night in Blackthorn School and cricket as well in the summer. So I can always seem to be playing with lads older than me, which isn't a bad thing, as you know.
No, it's good. Yeah.
That's where I started, and then we had to move in '72 and moved down to Saxteds. And then I was sort of self-taught. I used to play hours and hours on end on outside my door where I set up my own little field really, and all I was doing is throwing a ball up and batting it. Right. And I used to have areas where I scored runs. I used to go behind.
We know where those areas are, Terry.
We got
you're living it.
Extra cover.
Extra cover weren't there. Extra cover went door window, Neil. So I had to play a bit more straighter. But yeah, I used to like write down all my scores. I watched quite a lot on cricket. I mean, Lancashire were fantastic one-day side in the early '70s, weren't they? So
yeah, they were. Yes,
I don't know. I just got hooked on it, and then we were the first on Fernhill in 1972, first people to live on that estate. Obviously, there's about 1,000 bloody houses there now, isn't there? So, but Ted Whittle came soon after. You probably know Ted. He played at played at Lawrence.
Rocker, Ted the Punk. Yeah, we know Ted.
Yeah, so we were big mates, and he basically loved cricket as well. So we'd play cricket all day long, and we used to play on his driveway. We had quite a good wicket where wickets were end of his drive, and we used to get a keeper in the garage. So we played there, and it was his dad, Terry, who took me up to Bacup it would probably be about 74. I think I'd be about 11. I can remember going up there, and then I never looked back really. That's where I started. In 1974 at Bacup. Been there ever since, pal.
Been there ever since. Good. Yeah. What about you, John?
Terry. What were you like at school? At BRGS playing? Did you play a lot at BRGS?
No, I didn't, John. I think we were playing cricket, weren't it, at school? Because the summer months you're always on holiday. And
short season.
A few, I can remember getting an hat-trick against
brilliant. Come on, Laurie.
Come on. I got an hat-trick at St. Andrews. I remember playing as he had a really good side doing lots of John Sudworth.
Yeah, they would have.
Sid played then.
Yeah.
What about Brett Story?
You what, sorry?
Brett Story.
Brett's older than me.
Did Brett play there? Did Brett play
at Ambrose? He's older than me, is Brett.
Is he froze?
So yeah, I can remember playing a bit of school, but you're right, I'm all right. I can hear you. Okay? Can you hear me?
The freeze.
Can you hear you, John? Yeah, we can hear you.
So, Cherry's back.
So like I say, I can't remember much. I played a bit of school cricket, but not a lot, shall I say. But I can remember playing against a few of the Aussie lads.
Yeah.
And we had a decent school team. We're probably better at football than cricket, I would think. We're given more of a game. Good side, as if football and cricket. But we're given more of a game of football.
Yeah.
What about you, John? Western Schoolyard, did it start for you or what?
That's exactly where it started.
I thought it might.
Western County Primary School. Yes, it certainly did. Yes, I can remember. Well, I were always late getting down to school in the morning. I don't know why I shouldn't do. I shouldn't be, because we used to have, if the weather were great, we used to have half an hour in the yard playing cricket. Well, cricket obviously in the summer and football in the winter.
But
I remember his name. He was good. Our headmaster, what we called? Yeah, Tom Griffin, he were called. Cronshaws would always be there. Nick Cronshaw, Michael Cronshaw, they'd be there early, you know. And I used to just turn up about 5 minutes to spare. And I'd have a bit of a do in the nets. Well, not in the nets. Quick 5 minutes with a tennis ball and bang into school. After that, obviously at Fearns, I played a little bit of cricket at Fearns. We didn't have a good side, but we were under the tuition of Terry Holt. Terry Holt was
T.G. Holt, yes.
Yeah, Terry Holt played at Rottenstall, had a lot of time at Rottenstall, very good cricketer. And he gave me a few good points. He realised I could play a little bit, but me and Terry never really got on because, well, I don't know why, but we never really got on. Well, he was a school teacher. You don't get on with school teachers, do you, Neil?
I wouldn't have thought you'd be at school often enough to not get on with John.
No. School wasn't that. No. It probably should have been, but it wasn't my favourite place to be. but after that, I learned how to play cricket, and then obviously from the age of about 13, 14, I started playing at Baxenden.
Yeah.
Well, I went with Roy Cronshaw, who was obviously a great cricketer and a very good friend of mine, and he taught me a lot of things. And we'll talk about that later on. Obviously, I went with Nick Cronshaw and Michael Cronshaw, his sons, and I played at Baxenden for from the age of 13. Went through the ranks from the under 13s, under 15s, and at them days I were a bowler. I used to open the bowling right down, because I were quite tall, and I progressed to the second 11. I got to the second 11. I were opening bowling with the second 11, and I were doing really well. And Roy Cronshaw spotted something in me. He was watching me one day. He said, "John," he said, "your bowling's okay." He said, and he said to me, he said, "Did you ever think about being a wicket keeper?" And I said, "No." I said, "It's never never crossed my mind." I said, "Why?" He said, "Well, you've got really good hands." He said, "You catch the ball really well, and your eye and your coordination." He said, "I think you can make a wicket keeper." And I just said, "Well, okay, well, I'll think about it." Anyway, the week after, I went from I had a good practice with him, and Ikram Elahi. Remember Ikram Elahi?
Yeah, ex-Bacup professional, yeah.
Ex-professional for Bacup, ex-Pakistan professional. Well, he lives in Hazelden. He was always up at Baxenden, and he came up and said, "John, if you want to practice wicket keeping," he said, "me and Roy will put you through the paces." And I went, "Well, yeah, go on, I'll give it a go." So there were one. It wasn't on the coaching. The practicing used to be Tuesday and Thursdays up at Baxenden, and they got me up on a Wednesday. And believe it or not, Neil, in them very early days, I used to like practicing, and I did. Yeah. Nearly, Terry, it's true. It's true. I did.
Give over here.
Used to like coming to practice about 7:30, then being there for about.
Used to like the beer and the cards after practice.
Absolutely. Well, you taught me well, Neil. Yes. So we practiced one night. I mean, like Ikram had just been bowling at me, and I'd have a pair of gloves on, no pads, nothing, just gloves. There wasn't any pads. He said, "Just put some gloves on with some inners in," and he'd be bowling at me, bowling off spin, and he'd bowl a bit of leg spin, like top spin, and then Roy Cronshaw would stand in front of the wickets with just a wicket, and Ikram would bowl with him, right, ball at the wicket, and I'd be catching it. I mean, it's surprising how many times you do hit the ball with a wicket. You do hit it a lot, if you're in line, but occasionally it just nip it. And Ikram were very impressed with how many times I did catch it. I mean, I didn't catch everything, because I'm only learning. And obviously then Roy had bowled, and then that's when it hit me that Roy spotted something in me that said, "You can be a wicket keeper." So the following week, I went from opening the bowling in the second 11 at Baxenden to wicket keeping the following week against Ribblesdale Wanderers at home. No, just bang, straight in.
Yeah, straight in, no messing. Right.
Straight in, no messing. Kevin Lace were our professional. Remember Kevin Lace? He'd been a good cricketer. I think he played a lot at Enfield, and I think he might have played at Accrington as an amateur. And he was a professional. He wasn't a bad bowler. He had quite a bit of pace about it. Anyway, to cut a long story short, and then we can move on.
He used to tie up in knots, him, didn't he?
Hey! Well, come on, Terry, come on. Yeah, had 3 victims and kept really well, and we moved on from there. We did.
Superb.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, we moved on to Bacup. So, can you tell me about your first 11 debut? Do you remember that? Carry on, John.
Oh, first 11. Hey, my first 11 debut. It'll be better than Terry's anyway. I can guarantee you that one.
Well,
I remember yours vividly, John.
Yeah, so do I. Yes, we're away. First, it was a. Pardon me. I've had a couple of shandies. Yeah. Well, I do remember. Well, before we get to first team debut. Oh no. We'll go straight in. Let's get straight in. Yeah, first team debut, 1986, away at Corn.
Yeah.
Corn away, 1986. I don't think our first team had won a game prior to me playing. It was early June. We played. Yeah, thank you, Terry. Oh, good lordy, he's that. Yeah, I think we played 5. We might have played 5, lost 4, 1 rained off, or something like that. Is that about
the pro,
right,
John? The pro?
Yeah. Right. So anyway, so we played. Pete Nicholson was captain. Welcomed me into the team and everything. You know, with the lads. You know, the ushers, Lordy. You know, with Tomo, of course. With a good side. With a good team. Well,
Fairly young.
Pardon?
Fairly young team on the whole.
Very young team. Ashanti Demel Pro. Good cricketer and lovely man. Lovely man. And we played. They batted first, got 100.
John, you're missing a vital bit of the tail out here. Yeah?
Well,
what he did do, he nearly cropped the skipper before the game started.
Oh well, yeah. This is going. It's going live. It's going viral. This, Terry.
Oh,
yeah, all right. Yeah, well,
the punters need to know.
Go on, then.
The punters need to know the fact you drop your guts.
I was very nervous, Terry. I was very nervous. Very nervous making my first team debut.
Was spewing in the showers.
I was the first person there. I was the first one there. With who else were with me? Who brought me? Because I couldn't drive. Can't remember that. Who brought me? It could have been you. How did I get over? Can you remember? Well, anyway. Oh no.
Could have been. I've done a few miles in the past.
Yeah. Well, that'll come later on, Lordy, as well. Yeah. That car knows where to drive, doesn't it? Yeah. No. Yeah. My debut. Yeah. My debut. I got there bright and early. I was there for like 11:45, so I was changed, ready. And I've got a bit of an habit of, of having a little bit of flatulence. Is it flatulence? Is that the right word?
Nice word, John.
That's yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. So I was a bit nervous. I probably had a few beers the night before my debut and a curry or whatever.
Yeah, definitely had a curry.
Yeah, and Combs, it is only a small little changing room, isn't it? So I dropped my guts in it. I had a trump and Pete Nick was the first one in, and he come in, and shook my hand, and he went, "What the bloody hell is that?" And I said, "Sorry, Pete, I've dropped my guts." So he was well, because obviously Pete was having a drink, so he was straight into bloody bogs and spewing up. So it was a great start for my career. That
great first impression, John.
Yeah, but on the field I didn't do so bad, and don't forget I weren't wicket keeper then. I was only
in his a batter.
Scoy with the man behind the sticks.
Yeah.
Scoy. Scoy.
Yeah.
Scoy, that was indeed, yeah.
Graham, what a top man he were. Better at football than wicket keeping, but that's, he was a lovely man.
That game, Wilky, is quite memorable for me as well. I mean, not only for John's debut, because obviously you won't forget that.
No.
And I'd just like to just say that the minute John appeared in a Bacup Cricket Club dressing room, I don't know, like glow. They're a glow. Honestly,
change things forever. Change things forever.
Honestly, I don't know. It was just what we were missing. I think we had a nightmare start to that season, and Pete. I know John had appeared on the scene, and Pete next said to me, he said, "Lordy, I think I'm averaging 1.3 that season." So that game. He said, "Lordy," I said, "I don't know whether you're playing or not for this game." He said, "We're having a meeting on Saturday." He said, "What I'll do, I'll put a note through your door and it'll tell you whether you're playing or not." Anyway, I put the note. I expected not to be playing. I thought it'd be twos. Got the note through and it said, "You were me at call." So real do, I thought. Anyway, we're playing against Rizwan Zawan.
Yes, Rizwan.
Rizwan, yeah, I think there's a story with that, Terry, somewhere.
Oh, yeah, I've just thought.
Yeah, that's his
so basically, when we'd already played Corn at Bacup in the season, and he made 70. He won the game from at Bacup, but the scoreboard doesn't show that I dropped him twice. I got a feeling at backward point, and first over, bang, straight to me, got me onto it, spilled it. And then the over after repeated the shot straight to me. This time I didn't get my bloody hands on it. Thudded into my chest, bang onto the floor. So Pink Nick said to me, Lordy, he said, go down to third man, will you? I said, certainly, Peter. Certainly, Peter. So anyway, that game was our first victory. I ended up, I came in at 7, I don't even remember. You got 20 odd, John, in no time.
Yeah,
and then into a big 6 over square lanes at road.
Steve Hitgrave, I smacked him over square. I remember hitting him over square leg.
We just got home. I got a quick 20 on at the end just to win the game. So we're a big turn.
I'll tell you another fact, actually. I've got it here.
Have you?
Yeah. Pro got 48. Demel got 48.
Demel did,
John batted at number 7.
Yeah.
John batted at number 7 and got 20.
Yeah.
Lord, you were at number 8. You were 27 not out. Hit the winning runs. Put 52 on for the 6th wicket. So
there you go. Bloody hell, I didn't realise I batted in front of you, Terry. There you go. I didn't realise that.
I was in awe, but it changed our season around that.
Great.
One with one ball to spare.
Yeah,
one ball to spare.
Cracking win.
Was it one ball? Bloody hell, I didn't realise it was that close. Great start.
I remember hitting Ridge one for 2 sixes in the last over, so I got my revenge, mate. I got my revenge after dropping him.
Yeah.
That's memorable match for both of
Johnny
you.
Longop, have you got him to come, Lordy? Johnny Longop.
Who's that?
Johnny Longop. You remember you smashed him over at Clubhouse about 4 times? Great day.
No, I've got.
Is that later?
Is that the lad from Enfield?
Yeah.
Church.
What it
Church,
get smacking him over at Clubhouse. Class.
We'll move on.
Terry, what about your debut?
Okay.
On the 9th of September 1984. What about your debut? Where was that?
Well, that was quite memorable, my debut. As John alluded to earlier, he did slightly better than me. I ended up being a first baller. And, I dropped 3 catches. I did get catch the lot. We used to get a point, didn't we, for a bonus point those days. But that game was significant because we got 230. Pete Thompson and John Kirk both got 50s that day. Both batted superbly. But I reckon to this day that's Pete's best ever night. In fact, Madan Lal, who was like an Indian test baller,
certainly
got on to say that was the best amateur innings he's ever seen.
Right.
That was my debut. And Rooney that day, I'm not kidding, he didn't lift the ball off the deck and he got 70 odd. He must have been a runner ball 70 odd. He were awesome.
Well, yeah.
Anyway.
Him and Kershaw, bloody hell. Just a pity, bloody hell. If John had stayed up at Bacup. Well, again, if Kez had stayed, well, I don't know.
Other 2 others. But, things sometimes happen, don't they, for a reason.
Neil, can I go back? I've got to get this one. Of course you can. I've got to go back to my debut for Bacup. My debut. Neil, you remember it. Terry will remember it when I start telling you the tale. It was Second team. Absolute class. My debut.
Well, you got a big score, I think, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did get a big score. Yeah. Thanks to a certain person. God bless him. Yeah. I came into bat at number 5. Oysters, number 3. Calls me for a quick single. Right? Unfaced the ball. Chapman, 1. Calls me. I'm run out by a country mile. So my first game for Bacup, I think second team, run out, no, not fair. So I've gone back in anyway. I think Oyster got about 20, 30 odd, and he were out. And he come in, bless him. He said, Chappy, he said, I'm sorry about that. He said, but I thought you were quick between wickets. I thought you were quick. Right? I said, Oyster, over fucking 15, 16 years, I might be, yeah. The first,
you got a ton though. You got a ton, I think, didn't you? Too. Or you got a big score. I remember you getting promoted.
I got a big score. Yeah. I got a big score later. Yeah, I got a 70 or 80. Yeah, no, I got 100 odd again. Laura, I remember that when. Yeah, that really. Well, a few years later, but we'll go on about that later on when we go to other things.
So not a good start, Neil, to my first 11 career, unfortunately.
No.
looking on here, Terry, I have other information for your first game.
Really?
Well, what's happened, Wilky? If you look at the scoreboard on the Lancashire League, it has P. Lord. If you look in that game, it has P. Lord in the middle order. So I owe Phil that because it was definitely me, and I'd have got a first ball duck, I can assure you.
Right. So
my stats, I might be averaging 2.3 now.
Yeah, well, let's adjust that. Oh dear.
Classic.
Right, with you.
Classic.
You look at it says last man were caught Lord. Got us the point, mate. Finished on an eye.
Can't be bad. Good stuff. Moving on. Well, there's one or two memories coming out already, but I'm sure there's one or two more that we can have a look at and bring back. Where might we want to start, John? What have you got for us?
Where for what, Neil? Sorry.
Some of your memories.
Memories. One or two memories. Well, there's one really good memory that I've got. It was just a classic moment. It was just one of them things that, you know, I mean, I can come out with some stuff that's irrelevant, and sometimes it's not. But on this occasion, it were more than irrelevant. And Mr. Harper, Roger Harper, and the great Roger Harper called me a genius after we did it. As soon as I start talking about it, Terry remember it, you'll remember it. We were playing against Aslington at home. It was obviously in mid-90s, and we batted first. We got a decent score. Roger probably got about 70 or 80. Tomo probably 50, as usual in them days. And they were winning the game. Phil Simmons were playing with the pro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Phil Simmons, West Indian Test pro, and he were he were playing Roger obviously with the respect that he obviously deserved. He didn't take a chance. He'd push him for one, maybe a two. Last ball over, he'd get a single so he could face the amateur and milk the amateurs. That's what good pros did, and he was doing it. And anyway, they were about 3 down. Simmons were about 50, 60 not out. They wanted about 50. They were winning it. They would have won the game without hands down. And I just said, you know, he bowled first to Roger were bowling, off spin, tight, full, middle and off, into him. And I just shouted out to Tomo, who was fielding at deep mid-wicket. I said, Tomo, get ready, the Merrill's coming, the Merrill, right? Tomo, thumb up, right? Am I right, Lloyd? Can you remember this? Can you remember it?
Yeah.
And Phil Simmons getting ready for the next ball. And whatever I said must have bloody like shook him. And Roger was just about to come in, and he stopped Roger, and he looked. He said, Chappie. He said, what do you mean? What are you talking about? The Merrill. What do you mean, the Merrill? I said, have you heard of the superstar actress Meryl Streep? He said, yeah, man, yeah. He said, well, it's rhyming slang in Bacup for sweep, Meryl Streep, sweep. Get ready for the Merrill. And he went. He thought about it. He went, oh yeah, okay, man. And I swear to this day, God strike me down dead. The very next ball, Roger threw it, and Roger didn't toss it up very often.
No.
Very, very rarely. Very rarely. Tossed it up, middle and leg, and Simmons swept it right down Tomo's throat. Boom. And that, you know, I mean, you couldn't write it. You couldn't write it. You could not write it. You couldn't write it. And we beat him. Roger ended up with 5 for. Was
that the same game you ended up in the showers with Phil at the end?
Yes. Yes.
I can remember a comment you made on that when you saw Phil.
Oh dear me. Yeah. Well, it's
Sunday suit.
Carol's gone to bed. So yeah. I thought it was yeah.
Well, we might be better. I'll just nip something in here, Wilky.
You absolutely feel free.
It's good that we're bouncing off each other a bit, I think, but I can bring you back to another game, Roger's first season, and that were against Aslington. Do you remember what happened in that game?
Go on.
1989, Roger's first season, away at Aslington.
Yeah.
Roger gets his first collection.
All right, yeah.
For Bacup. So me, Kipper, and Big Tush were definitely involved there. Quite a few. I think we had.
I don't know what you.
There were a few all anyway. I think we had about 3 or 4 pints apiece.
Well,
anyway,
he had a bloody good collection. He had a good collection.
first collection as well. Obviously, I thought he'd donate it. So us three gets back to the club pretty sharp. He's having down about 3 or 4 pints, playing a game of cards. Harper walks in, absolutely ripping, weren't he?
Weren't happy.
Points the finger. He said, "No more. You three, no more." So what do you mean, Rog? I think he ended up with about £2.20 off of that.
Yeah, we were straight to yeah. Well,
hey,
Roger,
week,
stop.
Next
well,
week,
after that, yeah.
Tokens we had Kipper next the following week. You had to have tokens.
Yeah, tokens.
One drink only.
One drink, you got your token, yeah.
Bastard.
Brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant.
No,
yeah, it's true. Is that class?
Yeah.
Absolute classics. What? Any more favourite memories? I've got to throw this one on. Are you ready for another one?
Throw them in.
Right, Terry, you might have this one. I might be stealing thunder. I don't know, but this is an absolute classic to me. Well, it's probably classed as a funny moment. Well, favourite moment to me.
Roll the ball in.
Well, no, they're going in. We're just going to go random. Then we're not bothered. Lordy, Neil, remember we were playing away at Accrington. Acky's never been a favourite place of mine. It's never.
I know what's coming.
You know what's coming. You know what's coming. Right, Jerry will do a little bit. I'll stare at it. You finish it. It's absolute quality. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget this to the day I bloody die. We're playing Ackett. We're a horrible day. We're late August. It could have been Virgin on September. It was a bloody awful day, and we'd lost the toss, and they put us into bat. Can't blame them. And we were Tomo on. Who were the opening week? Who were Tomo opening week?
I don't know. I thought we were chasing. I think
we were chasing.
Yeah, you could tell her, wasn't it?
We were chasing. Yeah, we were chasing.
We were chasing.
We were chasing, not cement. We were chasing 150 or 160.
Yeah, about 120, I think, John.
Yeah. Tomo, right. So they were getting ready. Good luck, lads. We're clapping him out. Tomo got to the door with his bat, right, and he just turned to us and he said, "Lads, be prepared to be entertained." Right, and we went, "Fucking hell, big." Right, and he just went down, and that was it. Right, so we went, super. So we're there thinking, right, this is going to be great stuff.
Class.
Anyway, he came in. Pete got out 24 overs later. 24 overs later, came in, and I'm telling you something. He opened the door, and Cherry, nobody said a word, did they?
No, we're all pretending to be asleep. We're all pretending to be asleep. You remember when he came
29?
In.
He got 29.
About 40 overs. Not out. Yeah. What was the game?
Yeah, what was the game? Yeah. Absolutely. We're going to go in and destroy him, weren't they?
Prepared to be entertained.
Entertainment at its best.
We're all pretending to be asleep when he came in, and he took it well, did lad. We won game.
No, he loved it. Be prepared to be entertained. Yeah.
I mean, looking at best moments, Wilky. I mean, you wouldn't be a Bacup, would you? If you couldn't remember first league. I mean, to be honest, mate, I love big games, semi-finals, finals.
Same here, Terry.
Winning leagues, but I stress to these lads who are playing at the moment. I mean, last year was testament when we got to that finals T20 day, didn't we?
Yeah.
To be fair, the lads we were blessed, weren't we? Really, we should have done better than we did, but we didn't do bad.
Jerry, without a doubt.
And I think we were, like I say, we were blessed that we got playing a lot of finals, a lot of semi-finals, and won, obviously managed to win 3 league titles as well. But if I keep stressing to them, get to as many big games as you can, because when you finish, like me and John are finished now and yourself, the more memories you've got, the better. Obviously.
Absolutely.
So our first, 1993 when we won Worsley Cup, first time at Ronstall. I mean, that were phenomenal. Just to get our first trophy under the belt, and then obviously winning the league that day at Burnley. I can see Adam now walking off at half time. We like chocolate, weren't it? So days like that, finals, semi-finals, they're all mad.
All good memories.
All memories of playing.
They were.
I mean, the funny, the comical bit I'll refer to, I think was really good. I don't know where it came from this afternoon, just out of the blue. Me and Kipper were probably the ringleaders with it, because we're playing at home, we're not there. Killers were opening the batting, and Killers, we fielded first. We fielded, I think, all over, so we're all a bit knackered, and we're all there. So Killers comes in. His main complaints every week: not enough time. Don't have enough time for team meetings. Don't have enough time. So this particular time he came in, he's opening the batting, so he's got to get out there. He said to me, because I had an habit of coming to life around the tea time, didn't I?
No, Joe, did you? Yeah.
Hovering around the tea.
Funnily enough, yeah.
Well, Killer says to me, he said, Lordy, he said, I'm not touching my tea. He said, you touch that, I'm going to kill you. He said, so, well, all right, Killer's like, what I mean. So he made a big point of it. He said, that better be waiting when I come back. So just off the cuff, I don't know where it comes from, I turns to Kipper and says, open pie surgery. So you were fond of a meat pie with Killers, so
he did like it.
We got the lads around. Come on, lads. So we're around the table, weren't we? He's left his tea there, so I said, John will act the nurse. So I said to John, we're mopping his brow. I said, scalpel John.
Dissected it.
Took the top off the pie and at the meat in one false swoop.
It's very difficult to do, Lordy, that. Well, yeah, but then you see, steady hands. And easy for me. Easy.
So we took it off and we put sponge in the middle.
Oh, fucking hell, he went there.
Anyway, when he comes back, he got a few, I think, because you could see a few lads were walking round. Anyway, when he come back, I said, right, when he comes back, I'm going to go to town and a cloth, I'm going to serve on him, wait on him. Good to have you back, there's your tea. You could, as he's walking back, all the lads were getting their sprints on, weren't they, coming round the field?
Yeah, he wants to get back in.
So he obviously comes in, I sits him down, right, sir, what would you like for tea?
I tell you, I remember
took
this.
one bite to the pie, and that's everywhere. So.
I took it well, he loved it.
That were a class fun, I think. That was good.
Smashing. Oh, great.
The other one for me as well was there's a couple. When you rocked up in that, dressed up as a bird after that, a feathered bird, I should say, for the birdie dance.
Oh, yeah, you were all right, that.
You're dressing up then again, John. So I don't know what it is.
I like it.
In the pub
there's obviously something in there, isn't there?
There's nothing wrong with. It's weekend. We can all do what we want at weekend. It doesn't matter. It's I'm not hurting anybody, am I?
The other one that springs to mind again, revolving food. Would you all surprises? And can you remember when we went to Ramley? They used to do what we call Ramley slab cake. It was fantastic.
Yeah,
like a jam.
Yeah.
The cakes down at Ramley were unbelievable, weren't they?
Yeah,
very large.
Very large.
Massive.
Yeah.
Anyway, this particular afternoon, we're down at Ramley, and we were fielding. No, we're batting first. So, anyway, as the lads come off, Cookie and Dibbers, who were playing at the time, they knew like I always going out for the biggest and fattest cake, weren't I?
Joking. Surprises
anyway,
me.
So this particular game comes back, and then to start our teas. And Dibbers said, Lordy, you're going to be absolutely gutted. So he said, we said specifically we've got in before you. So they looked at Cookie got his cake out, Dibbers got his cake massive. Little did they know I'd gone in like 15 minutes before. Got the absolute monster and stuck it in my bag, waiting.
Oh. You'd already ordered it.
I already sorted it. I was step ahead, mate, step ahead.
You knew something was afoot, you were ready for him.
Classic.
Brilliant. Okay.
Classic.
Well, we can move on and we can zip about and what have you.
Oh, we'll zip in and out, Neil, just like we used to do.
I'm going to ask the question, the pair of you. Have you always played the game fair and square? And have there been any disciplinary issues along the way? Maybe we start with you, John.
Oh, bloody hell.
What have you got?
Have I played it fair and square? Yeah. Yeah. I've always playing cricket. I've always been bloody. You know, I'm as nice as pie. Before I get on the field, I have a laugh and a joke. As soon as I get on the field, I play it hard, Neil. I've always played it hard.
Yeah.
You know, same as Terry. You know, same as the people that I played with. Lordy played it hard. Terry played it hard. You know, Killerly played it hard. You know, you played it hard. You know, in a different way. You know, but I played it really hard. You know, I never broke any boundaries. You know, I mean, I used to, you know, try and wind the opposition up, but I never went overboard. You know, I never got personal. Never ever got personal. I can only ever remember. Yeah, I can remember. I cheated once. Right.
Well,
Lordy, it's a classic. You remember it. You remember it.
We're at Enfield, right?
Enfield. No names mentioned. We're not mentioning no names. Don't mention any names. No names. You know, because it's politically incorrect. We're not mentioning no names. With a sub pro. He was a New Zealander. He was quite sharp. He was a nice, lovely lad. I can't remember his name for God's sake. I think he had about 3 or 4 wickets that day. You remember him? And he bowled one. He hit this batsman on the pad. He got a little bit of a nick to it, and he pitched about a yard in front. Right, but I took it all in once, you know, fell swoop, bang bang, and it looked perfect. I knew I hadn't caught it, but I knew the batsman, and I hated him. Right, so I had a massive appeal. You know, Tom Ogre's up even louder than me. Yay! How is that? You know,
Tom used to
didn't he, as well?
Pardon?
Tomo loved him as well, didn't he?
Yeah, Tom
on the thing about Enfield.
Tom he hated him. Yeah. Punching he's on through the.
Put the dressing room through Enfield. You had to get somebody to go and plaster it.
That's right.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. Well, the umpire obviously at the bowler's end couldn't see what had happened, and I'm saying it's out. I knew it wasn't, and the umpire at square leg, one of your favourites, Neil, Chris Metcalf. Metcalf, God bless him, right? And I'm good cricketer, bloody good cricketer, and he were. Obviously, well, he had them massive big goggles on, you know, his goggle glasses on. And I'm going, come on, Chris. And he said, Chapman, he said, did it carry? I said, of course it bloody carried. And he just finger up, he's out then. Oh, we're fantastic. We're not going to mention who it was. Should we mention it?
I think we know who, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
Decent batsman.
I say more than decent, Wilky. I mean, I'll pick him up on our League 11. I'll pick him up.
Very good.
A great batsman. All right, so we've got any more? We've got any more? Anything else?
Well, I remember when you know about disciplinaries here. I think you changed the subject rather swiftly.
Yeah, we were disciplinary.
What happened to the cider period you had?
No, that's later. No, that's later. That's late. Right. I've got another one. This is another classic. Another classic involving bloody Tomo and Bob Brooks.
Oh.
Yeah.
Aki. Unbelievable, this. Absolutely unbelievable. We're playing against Aki. Obviously in my earlier days. And with a big shout for LBW. It could have been Cookie bowling. He were plumb. I can't remember. Right. Left arm across, right in front. It would have knocked middle and off out. End off. And I'm going up, you know. Yeah, how is it? Tomo's going up. And Bob's not give it. And Tomo's gone berserk. He's going absolutely effing and jeffing massively. Saying, we're absolutely going berserk. Right? And I'm just going, Jesus Christ. And I just said one word. I said, fucking rubbish, Bob. And he went, Chapman, come here. Right? Called me over. And he said, I'm going to have to report you for this. I said, what? I said, report me for... I said, what about Tomo? I said, I've been effing and jeffing at everybody all day. I said, the only reason why you're not doing that, I said, is he decorating your fucking house? Right? Yeah. And I got done for that. I got suspended 2 games for that.
Yeah.
You have to go to the league. You have to go to league exec, didn't you?
League exec, yeah, I have to go to league exec. Nothing. Tomo,
nice.
nothing. Class, absolutely class.
Obviously, I knew where the line was, Neil. So I played it hard.
I think that's fair to say.
I played it hard. I was pretty vocal on the field. Like I say, I think for me, being vocal just helped me concentrate more. I mean, if you look, I didn't start bowling till '93. I remember it well because of bowling was the cup final. I remember saying to Harper, I said, Roger, I said, if you'd have told me that we're going to bowl it, where's the cup final this season, I'd give you, I'd give you £1 million. You know what I mean? So,
Jerry, I'm just going to interrupt. Your best spell, I remember it. Wilky were captain. Oh, you've gone. Oh, shit, we've 10% left. What's happened?
Plug it in, Tom.
Are you there?
Need to get some battery in.
How do we do it?
Have you got a lead?
Oh, you fucking hell, you'll not be long enough. The hell, we've loads to go. I don't know how we're going to do this.
You're going to have to get a lead into your... Well, you're on an app or a computer.
No, it's Carol's bloody app.
All right, you need to load it up again because it does eat your battery, this.
Does it? Right, I didn't
Get
realise
it charged in.
Quick.
You get that organised with Carol. We'll try and carry on.
Right, yes, carry on between yourself.
Yeah, so what I was saying is being vocal helped me concentrate, especially when I was just like batting and weren't bowling. I think if you look at I was a late bloomer, weren't I? Really, if you look at my record after when I was past 30, when I started bowling, it helped me batting. I think it took some pressure off my batting because having two strings to your ball, you know what I mean? Psychologically, you were never out of the game. And I think that's what happened with me. But and when I were just batting, I did make a point to trying to be vocal and just to help me concentrate really, and try and get a few other lads involved.
My memories of your bowling, Terry, are really. I think you develop. Well, obviously you bowled in the nets lots, and you learn lots over the years, don't you? How to use your head and what have you. But I think playing chip shot league for Fareham Tavern.
Yeah.
I think that's probably where you learnt to bowl in match situations. And I think it came from there, really, didn't it? And
I had many a good time. I mean, Sunday School League, I think they mentioned on previous. I've watched the other recordings, but I think you alluded to the fact it's blooded a lot of young talent. I mean, at Bacup, when we joined the Sunday School League, when we actually made a third 11, the best thing we ever did because I were like 14, 15, and I were playing with the likes of Steve Lloyd, Fell, John Duffy, and they were quality. But they've got in any, they've been pushing first team players, these guys. And it was a really good introduction to cricket, to rather than playing like overs cricket. So he's back because he got sorted out. So, like I say, I played it. I was like, one thing I slightly regret is I liked a fantastic game, but I didn't have enough pints with as you know, I like my cards, so I probably could have socialised a bit more with the opposition after the game. I did it later on in my career.
Am I back?
You're back, pal.
Back, John.
I'm back.
Better than ever before.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry about that. I didn't realise it. Well, you see, I'm not good with technology, Neil, same as you were. I mean, Terry knows all about this stuff because he's a very clever man. He's a very, very clever man.
Talking about...
I'm good at bullshitting, John. I'm bullshitting through life.
Snap. So am I. Yeah. No, getting back, going back to the cricket.
Yeah.
Sorry, Neil, go on.
We were talking about Sunday School League and midweek cricket. What's
all right. Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. I was upstairs, bloody sorted, bloody. Trying to get the bloody extension league right. Cricket. Yes. No, yeah. Played a big part in my career as well.
Yeah.
Sunday school. I played Sunday school at Eden Methodist. At
Eden Mess, yeah.
Yeah, I played at Eden Mass. Eden Methodist.
Our Trinity Baptist.
Keith Sayers took me down there.
Played football with Keith.
Yeah. That's where I knew him from with football.
Yeah. Blackwood, yeah.
And then I played with Joyce later on. Enjoyed time. Jeff playing with Jeff and Steve, but they played it hard as well.
Steve Lloyd.
Very hard, yeah.
Steve Lloyd, good cricketer. Steve Lloyd. Good.
But played it like I played. Same with the football as well.
Yeah. You couldn't turn up for St Joy's at cricket and take it lightly.
No, definitely not.
Steve Lloyd played when I played in my first season at Bacup in seconds, and he would still getting 4 and 5 first. We were good.
Well, it was me that got Steve to play. I got Steve to play in holiday times, and he turned out a few years on the run and helped us out holidays, and he always did well.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, we're good. Anyway, Terence, going back to we're talking about the cup games. There was the cup matches. It was we didn't win. Well, we didn't win it. I think we got knocked out in quarter semi-finals, but it was an ingenious stroke. Wilky were captain. It were our first season. We had Adam Dale, and we played at Enfield. And we weren't sure who to open bowling with. Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember it well.
You open bowling. At Pavilion.
I can't remember. Go on.
I can remember. It was
4 for 10. I had
4 for 10. I caught.
You caught them all, I think.
Yeah, I caught 3 out of 4.
We're a big green seamer, weren't it? Big green seamer doing a bit.
Yeah, fantastic. I caught Otis Gibson. Left
I think we won that game, John. I think we had to come back and finish it off at night, and didn't tell us catch a skyer. We were about 1,000 to 1.
Yeah,
because it was freezing and he caught it.
Yeah, that'd be late 90s. It'd be late 90s. That it wouldn't be Adam Dale, that one.
No, it were late night. It weren't Adam Dale.
No, it could have been. Was it Brad White?
Yeah, 98 to 99 with Brad White.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was Brad White. Yeah, sorry, it was. Yeah, that's right. We weren't sure. Yeah. 9. What were your figures? 9. 4 for what? 18.
4 for 10.
Absolute classic.
Well,
classic.
Had to come good at one time.
No,
didn't get many 5-wicket hauls. I think I'd 4 in my career, but I had a couple. I had a good spell against Toddington. I always pick noobs up about this. I had 10 overs, 2 for 2, I think, at semi-final in 2000.
10 overs, 2 for 2. That's very impressive. 2 for 2.
I think you were pro. Chris Harris caught a blind. He caught their pro out and slipped the blinder.
Classic. No. But
I was saying to Wilky while you were upstairs, I didn't start bowling while 93 or 30. But it helped me batting. The fact that I had another string to my bow, it sort of helped me batting because it took the pressure off my batting. Because if I failed at batting, I could never do it. But you know what I mean?
4 or 5 overs. Yeah.
So it worked out well.
You're right. Of course it did. No, it did.
Can I just move things backwards a little bit, John? Because I think in one of the questions I mentioned something to do with disciplinary issues, and we discussed the league exec, but didn't something happen at Bacup on one particular occasion, John?
Yes, remember it well while you're walking on the field, mate. One of your bad cider days.
Yeah, as Matt Taylor used to call it, the cider period. Yeah. Well, I think had I been suspended? No, I were injured. I think did I dislocate my hand or something?
I think you were suspended, John.
John. Yeah, I think you had been suspended for a couple of games.
Right. Right. Yeah. So I could. Yeah, it was
injured.
You'd probably fallen over, pissed up, and injured your hand. Yeah, maybe.
Probably hurt his head. Nothing want to commit to.
Something I don't. I'm certainly not proud of, and I don't really want to go into massive detail about it. But it's history. Yeah, I remember it. I was Saturday days. We're playing church. I know we were playing church, and
you were quite vocal as you were leaving the field. I seem to remember.
Well, I remember it. Well, I was until you threw me in taxi. I remember that, Laura. You got me in and said, "Come on, it's time for you to go." Otherwise, I could have been in a lot more trouble. I remember that, and thank you for that, Terry. I do remember that. Yeah. It wasn't one of me. Wasn't one of my happier moments, but there you go. We all do silly things, don't we?
We do.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, we can move on. If there's something that comes to mind, we can always come back to it. But I'm going to ask you now. You're both first team captain in the later stages of the year. What do you remember of it, and what are your thoughts of your times in charge? Start with you, Terry, maybe.
Yeah, well, I were following you, weren't I? So
Yeah.
not an easy act to follow, to be honest. 3 league titles and the rest, but we had one season in 2003 where we didn't win the title, and then I took over in 2004. But yeah, I mean,
Simpson.
I'm back. Sorry.
You're back. What I remember, I mean, Chris Simpson were our pro. You remember Chris? I mean, a talented cricketer, but his attitude were all wrong, really. He had me word from the outset because he came over and said, "I'm here to break records." Because he asked Alec to produce all the stats, Lancashire League stats for him, and he did. Yeah. And he'd come over to break records. That was he didn't give
anybody
good amateur any respect to some good amateur players in the league.
He didn't tell you right.
End of June,
good enough.
End of June, we were top. End of June, we were top of the league. End of June,
yeah.
And then we lost 3 on the bounce. I think first we're at Church, where first ball we trotted it out to ground, came in at number 3. First ball, big sky, and he was out. And then we just lost our way a bit. I mean,
he did that on a regular basis. I remember he actually arrived in time to play a friendly, and I umpired the friendly, and he came out to bat. And first time we'd seen him, and straight from the off, he was trying to
smash everything.
Hit it over cow shot, hit it out the ground.
His ball. He didn't get 500 runs that season, you know.
No, but he could bat. He could bat. Do you remember when he took? Well, I think he got about 40 on again, has he? When he took Dasher on, and he smashed Dasher straight up.
Talented.
Bang, bang.
If he'd used his head, we could have won it. I think. Yeah. I mean, if you look at his runs, like I say, I don't give 500 runs, but
no, I don't think he did.
If you look at the pros we had previous, with China's runs, I think what happened with China's runs is basically it's not only his runs, it's the fact that amateurs are batting with him, and if you're batting with a pro, you know how easy, you just got to stay there. Whereas
you've time to score runs.
I think that season we put back a lot of pressure on our amateur batsmen, and if you look at the stats, I think Matt O'Connor probably had the best season, for with bat. But apart from that, me included in that, we batted poorly, and we had a bad start at the beginning of July. We finished up 6th, Wilky. So, but I enjoyed it, but I don't know. I were probably not. You probably didn't enjoy me as a captain. I would have thought I were probably a bit OTT at times. I were a bit aggressive. That's the way, I wear my heart on my sleeve. I were a winner.
Well, I wasn't around. I was in the second team, wasn't I? I was back in the second team. I didn't really see
probably a lot different to you, Neil. Where I was
you were
aggressive, and I probably ended up doing more bollockings. And but I don't know. But it was one what got away. But I felt having just done it that one season, that was enough for me. I didn't really. I enjoyed it, and I didn't enjoy it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And I'd had enough after one season. And I probably not got reappointed anyway, but I definitely had enough. I definitely had enough after one season.
Who knows? Interestingly, going back to Chris Simpson, the way he played didn't show that he was somebody who thought about it a lot. Yet, within 2 years, he was captain of Queensland.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and did a good job apparently.
He had a good career, hasn't he? I think Pat's a good and good. Pat's a good and good. Big back down to earth, weren't it for him? Like Lancashire, really.
I think he was.
Well, he came to us highly recommended, didn't he?
Yeah.
So,
a good player, weren't he? Good deal. He was talented.
Yeah.
Of course he was. He was.
What about you, John?
That's me done.
You did a couple of years, John, didn't you?
I did, Neil. Yes, I was very, very lucky, obviously, to captain Bacup. Well, after obviously our great success, to have two of probably the finest players I've had the privilege to play with. One of them obviously against on several occasions. It was just fantastic. Like to be offered the captaincy at Bacup. Massive honour for me, absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. A lad from Staxted, Strokehead side. Captain Bacup. I'm happy. We're happy with that. And then when we found out that we got, Chris Cairns throwing, fucking hell, I thought you might see having a laugh at you. So we're having Chris Cairns, CC, absolutely fantastic. And being the captain, obviously when he's the pro, that took a massive bloody pressure off me. I mean, like, basically, as you know, Neil, all I had to do basically was go into the committee, go into the meetings, pick the teams, and, Saturday or Sunday we'd turn up, I'd give my little speech, come on, let's get up and at them, like we've always been taught how to do, I was in control, but, I got massive help off, people who know what they're bloody talking about. They've been there and seen it.
Don't take yourself down, Kip.
Oh, no, I didn't know.
Because, like I say, you carried the respect you have was fantastic. And what your ideas as well,
Yeah, but you always take on board, Terry. You always take on board, the advice of people that have been around and, they've seen so much more than I have. But I do understand what you mean, and I appreciate that, Terry. I really do. I'm nobody's fool. I'm not. No, I'm nobody's fool.
As wicket-keeper behind the sticks, John, you see so many things. You see the angles where it's going at, and
you're right. I probably.
I relied on you quite heavily for field placings and bowling changes and things like that, because obviously you see a lot from where you stood, and you've been around a long time, John.
Yeah. Perhaps I'm probably not doing myself a lot of credit. No, I mean, I know the game. Yeah, of course I do. I mean, I know the game inside out. But when you've got players like, as like Cairns, and then the following season, bloody Harry, I mean, he does. Well, as I said, I remember exactly what I said, like his first game. I said, I do remember. I said, we got Chris Cairns last season, and I said, I didn't think that the committee could get a better professional. I thought it's impossible. And then the season after we got Chris Harris, I said it just does not. It can't get any better than that.
No.
And
brilliant.
After that, obviously, times have changed with the Indian, the IPL and all this lot, and it's like the quality of pros probably will not be as good as that again. It might be. Things might change. I don't know. But anyway. Getting back to the point, Captain said, Terry, Neil, I loved it. Oh, yeah, it was a massive privilege for me. Massive. I didn't do too bad.
That year we were runners up. That year.
If I hadn't brought me from, we'd have won it.
Actually brought me out that day at Enfield. Actually brought me out. I cried quite freely that night.
Oh, tell me. I know.
Because it was 2006, weren't it? So we're 43. In fact, and we're close to calling it a day, I think. And then we found out we're signing Cairns, and I thought,
we're nearly out.
Have a piece of that, but
you're right.
It really, I put everything into that season.
Tell me about it.
And I think I played with a broken toe. I never missed a game.
No, I didn't.
43, being an all-round, it sort of takes it out of your body, but. It really hurt to lose that on last day of season. I mean, just didn't go for it, did it? We were injured.
No.
Cairns pulled up after a couple of overs. It was one of them days, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking. It was. Bloody, finishing second, and and then they were twisting it. Where bloody Wuzzer and bloody Spenner nearly
pulled it right.
Almost got us to bloody. To playoffs. Not to playoffs, we'd have smashed them, but there you go. We didn't. So, and then
an interesting time playing with Mr. Cairns. Little did we know what was to happen to Chris in the years to come.
Well, exactly. Yes, he's been a bit of a naughty boy, hasn't he? With his finances or
unproven job.
Oh, we will. Yeah, we don't know for sure.
Well, I didn't mention anybody's name, did I? I don't think he's been a good boy, but there we go. But that's life. Chris Harris, absolutely. He's up there with the best I've ever played with. The following season, my second season as captain, he was just awesome. Absolute genius. Got to be one of the best I've played against.
And echo that, John. Echo that big time.
Can't speak higher. And a lovely bloke as well. An absolutely lovely bloke. Very funny man. Great cricketer. Great cricketer.
Brilliant.